Welcome back to Refrain Chord. You were saying something at the end of the last part, Jova?
Right, yeah. Again, the paradox continues that, for the most part, I've been having a better time with the conversations. Not to say there hasn't been the occasional crap one, but again, the conversations have been hitting more marks for me. Like, even with some of the older characters here, it does still have some of those issues that we've mentioned, but I honestly do feel like if the story was just evened out, this could be at the very least a legit good narrative the whole way throughout instead of just in chunks. Nudie magazines, I presume.
Yeah, Gallo just picked this one up. It's a great one, too. What makes it great, you ask? Well...
No, please, spare me the details. I have some business to attend to. You two enjoy yourselves.
Well, at least he's not shaming them for looking at the magazines. I would expect that the game to do that, but fortunately at least
especially since he'd be absolutely a hypocrite, since we know Sherman is attracted to the female body, quite so.
Yeah.
Yes, Ryushin is a very good partner.
Sure, have fun.
So I guess we're going to have a little venture with Sherman.
Alright, Jove, it's all you. Your Optimus Prime voice, yeah.
Yeah, I know it's not the voice they went for in the
original. Like I said, I don't care for his Japanese voice. It doesn't fit his... How about this, Tim? Now it's my turn to say it. His voice doesn't fit his character design. That's how I feel about it.
I think that's supposed to be intentional juxtaposition.
I guess, but...
I definitely prefer what they did in the English.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to say I prefer the English voice. Go ahead.
Anyway, our tasks were completed ahead of schedule. Shall we return? No. Let's take this opportunity to wander around the city a bit. Basically, Sherman's been doing shopping.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific destination in mind? No, I don't. There's no destination or even any particular purpose. It's just a whim. This behavior is irrational. I'm beginning to understand that not everybody spends their time as logically as possible. Perhaps because of my new comrades. So, I guess in this timeline, Sherman veers off from his evil ways.
Yeah,
assuming
I get
running off of the original
timeline.
Yeah,
I get the feeling that this new writer really wanted to reinvent Sherman as a character in general.
Which, to be fair,
the idea is that in story it might be connected to Fleur singing, which technically makes everyone a bit more lighthearted overall.
Okay. And also, one of the divergent points is that in this case he was brainwashed, so he would now have a better idea of, it kind of sucks when people do evil things to one another, even if they think they're doing the right thing. I should maybe get off my high ass.
Correct.
I bet Bang and Aaron would enjoy this kind of folksy, simple food. I'll be sure to let them know about it when we get back.
That would be a fine enough character.
Forget the food.
And here's a general store. Say, that stuffed animal in the window looks like Huey, doesn't it? I'm sure Tiara would like that. Aw, he's so considerate getting gifts for his friends.
Yeah, it really feels like this new writer is trying to really overcompensate for how Sherman was in the first game.
Does this game ever acknowledge more of Sherman's messed up points? Like, I know we got some of that bit where they say...
We've just gone through the brainwashing episode, Jova. After that, Sherman is just nice guy all throughout.
Okay, I need a refresher. How did Sherman behave in the Evil Goddess
route?
Okay,
I don't remember. Okay, in the Evil Goddess route, he betrayed us and was, working for Junon. You might remember what he did in the Goddess route, where he tried to...
I was specifically asking the Evil Goddess route.
Sure. But he was evil in that one, too. Yeah. He's only good in the Vile God route, of all things.
Which, if I'm to give the Vile God route credit... Yeah, the whole cataclysm of the world being shifted probably would have been enough of a reality check for him to check his actions.
Not to mention, if I had to guess, it's something tied to, him being disgusted by Dorfa's behavior in that route, potentially.
Yeah.
Whereas in the other timelines, he was.
Oh, hold on, Joe. I mentioned this.
dedicated to his craft.
She's talking about Al. I don't know if I'd go so far as to call him an otaku, but thinking with machines it sure is a big part of. Okay, I'm sorry. That term feels out of place. Otakus exist in Fairy Fencer F's world.
To be okay.
I believe
It's
that.
a Japanese term.
Okay, to be
It's
fair, I
literally,
can.
it would be the equivalent of saying basement dweller.
I can also believe that there would be people obsessed with certain stuff. And again, they really seem to be hinting at the idea of idols being a thing, just not yet named properly as it.
I get that, but usually when I think otaku, I think people who consume anime, manga, and games, not like.
Okay.
Go
To
on.
be fair, you can be an otaku for stuff outside of anime, manga, and games. Like, yes, it's a Japanese term, but otaku is a term that can be applied to basically anyone who's obsessed with, like,
This is also
Any
not
one
helped by
particular
when this is also not helped by the fact that going back to the localization thing a couple of parts ago, a lot of times the term otaku was translated into something else entirely, and thus the West does, in some products do not have the same, connotation of it. For more information, try to Google about how the word tsundere has been translated over the years. You will have a field day.
The reason I'm saying that is because I recently watched an hentai that actually talks about that. They were commenting on, you know how we otaku here in Japan are shamed for our tastes? In the West, people are not shamed for liking those things. So they even they even mentioned anime, games, manga, and so they specific. So in that particular Japanese product mentions otaku as people who like. So I kind of always assumed that otaku meant specifically
The idea is not so much the products in themselves, but the idea that something makes you have that kind of behavior.
I'm afraid I cannot find a relevant answer that is not related to you. Also, my character whips back off.
I was going to say something else.
Go ahead, Dubs. Go ahead.
Sherman, I have a question.
Go ahead.
What is it?
How the hell do I fit inside this tiny barn?
To be fair,
not in a
Fairy is
barn.
like teleport or something, if I recall correctly, when,
Yeah,
call
they go back into
And we
the
know that
sword.
they can.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that they can do that.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
have shrinking powers.
All fairies do, yeah. But yeah, no, this is another nice skit again. We're trying to explore
trying to have a
Ryushin
bit
as a
more
character.
and have a bit more slice of life kind of moment with Sherman, I guess.
Yes.
Now, to give it credit.
Oh,
I can see
God.
what they're-
Bloody-
All right, now this is a
What?
skit that I actually hate because Sherman is a big dick in this cut. But you'll see why. Go ahead, Joe.
Good morning, Sherman. Excellent job getting up bright and early. Your hair beautifully parted. Not that one should expect any
No
different
one
from
wields
you.
a fury like a storm. I mean, Sherman.
Oh, Dwebs.
Look well rested too. Your
Oh,
skin
trust me,
is
Dwebs. You
so
think
beautiful as always.
Dwebs? You think he's bad now? Just you until the end of this. Keep watching. Go ahead, Jova.
Give it your all today. May your smile be a beacon of light and hope to all those around you, for I am the storm that is approaching.
Yo, Galdo, did you see that?
Ew, you bet I did. Sherman was giving himself all kinds of compliments in the mirror.
He's totally lost it. This could be bad.
How narcissistic can you be, eh? I'm constantly shocked.
Honestly.
You think we should do something?
But we should do something. We do something.
Well, as his friends, we gotta. There's only one thing that'll work in a time like this. Telling everyone about it, eh?
No.
Why are you... funny, I was thinking the exact same thing.
All those
Sherman, it's time
rapscallions.
for an intervention. Yes, I'm sure everyone will get quite a laugh out of it.
Okay,
Oh,
I
snap.
What the hell?
The whole I was listening to you.
Yeah.
Please, I noticed you watching me from the very beginning, but spreading unfounded accusations
Um,
of narcissism.
okay.
How terrible.
Two things. One, they are not unfounded because we just saw it happen. Second, Fang, Galdo, nobody likes a tattletale. Fuck off. Go ahead, Jova.
So, which one are you siding with on that?
I'm not signing with anybody.
Yeah, I was about to say, does he have to?
Go ahead.
I believe there's some kind of misunderstanding. It's merely a habit I developed to improve self-esteem.
Self-esteem? Alright,
It's called
alright,
confidence in yourself.
self-esteem lessons from Sherman. Go ahead, Jova.
Yes, the more self-esteem you have, the more confident you are. And through confidence, you can self-actualize your will.
Go ahead.
Eventually, confidence on the inside will show us confidence on the outside. On the outside, huh? So, if I gas myself up in the mirror one day, I'll be handsome like you?
That's ridiculous. If that's all it took to be a stud, everybody would do it.
But not everyone has the touch like Ryushin. Are you sure about that? One's exterior is merely a reflection of what's inside. Don't underestimate the power of self-esteem.
You seriously expect us to believe that you're handsome because of your self-esteem?
Well, you
I mean, I
must
guess it
first know
helps,
to
so.
love yourself. But hey, if it's true, it might work for us too.
Rhyming.
Why not give it a try? You never know what might happen.
Might as well.
Well, what do you say, Fang?
I guess there's no harm in trying. Might as well.
I was expecting him to start rhyming.
Morning, Fang. You're looking cool as ever.
What a handsome guy you are, Galdo. You must be really popular with the ladies.
Fang, you're the best.
No, you're the best. You're amazing. You're just too cool, Galdo.
And of
Boy.
course.
What are you guys doing?
Oh, Aaron? Tiara?
Isn't this supposed to be the boys' room or something?
Yeah, that's a good point. Why are they here?
I'm guessing we have one collective bathroom in the inn.
The game,
yourself in the mirror, are you?
that's not what the first game established. The first game never established such a thing. Neither does this one.
Well, granted,
What someone just said. I had no idea you two were such a. Fuck off! You told him to do it, you asshole. Go ahead, Jova.
yeah, first we raise our self-esteem when we all feel all handsome, and then, hey, Sherman, what are you doing on their side? Come on!
Exactly.
what's up?
Yeah, you're the one who taught us all this. Explain it to them. I'm a Fang on this one.
I haven't a clue what you're talking
Fuck off! Fuck off, you asshole! Like, you backstabbing son of a. I get that this is meant to be comedic, but it just makes Sherman look like a dick for no reason. I don't know. It's just like.
I mean, to be fair, we've known all along he's a dick. I can get what they're going for here. I've seen this routine done where the character who knows they're about to be made fun of something turns the tables on it so that they're the ones who look good for it.
I get that.
I will.
My problem is that okay, they would be fine if there was karma, but there's no karma. Sherman.
Oh wait, I guess
Go ahead.
he is admitting it now. Did you say something? No, just talking to myself. So he did admit that he did do it. He'd need to be more
That's a
discreet.
cute way to end it, though.
No, he said if I would do it, that would be more discreet. That's what he was saying.
I'm fine with it. Although one thing I do notice is that one thing that is different is that they're definitely giving Sherman a lot more comedic moments, which, yeah, wasn't really. I won't say it was never a thing, but he was definitely the character that they did these skits with.
Let me explain something. If this was Fair Fencer F Advent Dark Force, okay, let me rephrase that. If this was Goddess route or Evil Goddess route Sherman, I would be fine with that. But this particular story that we're following right now, this one is trying to pose Sherman as a good character, a morally good person. Yeah,
to be fair, that's not the... Okay, don't get me wrong, that was a dick thing to do, but I wouldn't say that contradicts the idea that he's morally good. Like, morally good people...
More like so not above it all.
Yeah, pretty much. Morally good people can still do some dickish stuff here. Now, the thing is, it's not villainous, though, overall.
Yeah, it's not villainous, but like I said, there's no karma. He gets no comeuppance for this. He just gets away with it. You know?
Okay, if we want to, attribute to fault and everything, Galdo and Kai and Fang were spying on them.
Yeah.
On him in the first place. So ideally, this is actually their punishment.
Well, yeah,
I'm guessing that's what they're going for.
I guess, but I don't think the game conveys that very well.
Again, I'm fine with it, honestly. Like, it's more like, both sides were kind of dicks to each other, but Fang and Galdo did kind of ignite things by eavesdropping on Sherman. Like, don't get me wrong. Narcissistic, maybe, but it's not like he was boasting it to everyone else. He was legit just saying it in the mirror to himself, to what he thought was his own privacy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, stuff about Fleur's Peach Boys.
Yeah, three people with perfect. Basically, they found apparently there's a rumor going on that in Carissa Cave there's a room that can only be opened by people singing with three people singing with perfect pitch. Now we have Fleur, but who else? What could be the other two singers?
Maybe.
Very rare for you to speak up, Yuishin.
Fine, it's a pain, but if there might be a theory there, I guess we have no choice but to go, right? Yeah?
Hey, look at you answering the call of
Why'd
duty.
you get all wishy-washy at the end? We're going, and we'll get the hidden door open with perfect harmony.
Sonic Underground style?
No.
In that case, we already know who our second harmonizer should be.
Right. Considering his piano skills, he'd be perfect.
Playing piano well doesn't.
difference.
There's a difference between playing the piano and singing. They're two different things.
Sherman!
Lord Sherman. Me? But yeah, I have to agree. Like, don't get me wrong. Playing an instrument does require a good pitch, but being good at an instrument
I do
doesn't...
remember if both in this and the previous game, Sherman was actually singing along playing the piano.
No way. There's nobody here more qualified than you.
I mean, it's been a while, Tail, but I'm pretty sure he was only playing piano. I don't think he was singing in the first game.
If they ever mention his singing voice, I don't recall. I legit only recall the piano.
That's so Sherman. It sounds like you usually do.
Who cares about his throat? As long as his arm doesn't hurt, he should be able to pitch perfect, right?
Oh, I guess we're referring
You know
to
it's
the
not
note,
that kind of pitch, right?
Oh,
I was about to say, are we actually going
It's
to
a-
drag the piano with us?
It's a baseball joke too.
My piano playing must have made a strong impression on them. I'm too embarrassed to tell them I don't have perfect pitch now. Okay, to be fair, game is acknowledging just because you're good at piano, don't mean you're good at singing. To think that I'd be distressed over something so petty. Either way, Herman is unable to do it. You will have to find an... Alright, so it's settled. Fleur, Al, and Sherman will sing.
That covers that then. Meeting adjourned. Fairfin Seraph the musical, ladies and gentlemen.
On ice.
And uh-oh, it looks like Sherman's in the doghouse. Will he be able to learn to sing in time?
What wacky hijinks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mission failed.
This is bad. My
Why
poor
this music in the
self-esteem.
background?
Is there no alternative? No, we leave tomorrow morning. All I can do is practice until then. Okay, I'll admit, it is kind of funny how serious they're treating this. No one must know there's a side of me that is anything less than perfect. Okay, Virgil. Jesus Christ. Affirmative. Our top priority is hiding the fact you are nearly tone deaf.
No, remember, this was actually established in the first game. In the first game, there's also a skit about him being tone deaf. Yes.
Ryushin, you're the only one I can trust with this. Of course, Durbin. I'll do my best to help you get ready.
Yeah, the interesting thing here is that I also saw that Steam discussion that talked about how the localization team just made up shit. But you can tell that the localization team at the very least played the original game because there's the occasional reference.
I think at the very least. Yeah.
Because there's the occasional reference to the first game. I can tell you later there's going to be an in joke that only fans of the original game will get. So
Yeah, like, I mean, I'll give them credit. Some flaws aside, they honestly have... Okay, I can say that this does feel like it's made by people who did the research of the previous game.
The reason the people say that, Jove, is because a lot of people who know Japanese apparently have been saying on Steam that apparently the localizers a lot of times have the characters say in the text boxes considerably different things. Obviously, I don't know. I had to take their word for it, of course, because I don't know Japanese. But that being said, no, I can at the very least still tell that these people actually at the very least play the original game, because they do occasionally reference it and they have their terms correctly at least. So there is that, I guess.
Regardless of whether or not it's consistent with the Japanese stuff, it seems consistent with the localization.
Yeah, it's
translation of the original games.
It is consistent with the original localization enough. Like, it has the occasional slip up, like the whole unsubscribe thing, but for the most part, it does check out. Now, whether it checks out with the Japanese actual original script, that's a whole nother story, of course.
Was that like a general consensus, or was that just something a few people?
Someone asked on a discussion asking if the game was censored for whatever reason, and then people started talking about how apparently the localization team made up a lot of stuff. There's a lot of times where the dialogue on the text box and what they're saying doesn't match at all.
It's a bit similar what happened with the more recent Grand Blue Fantasy action RPG game.
I do wonder if the stuff that is supposedly being censored is, like, maybe
We don't
Harley
know.
goes...
We don't know the details, Jova.
Oh yeah, I'm just speculating that maybe the thing that they
I was
censored
actually-
is how far Harley goes with some of her
I actually wasn't aware that there was controversy around Grand Blue Fantasy's localization. Is that Relink? Okay.
Basically, Sherman's in the proverbial doghouse regarding his pitch, it seems.
Basically, yeah.
It doesn't sound normal to me at all.
Well, remember, this is voiced right now, so...
Alright. Well, Sherman, you are a bit standoffish.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. I want to give Crouchin props here. As weird as it is that they're making Sherman out to be nicer, I do dig that they're giving Sherman more development to facilitate how he would work better with the team, seeing as how, while Sherman was supposedly a good, noble guy in the original games, like, for the timelines where he was being set up to be the bad guy, you could tell that there was always something a little off about the guy, whereas here you feel like his flaws are more confronted here.
Yeah, hold on, let me...
Oh, I guess we're going out on a guide trip shopping.
Like, here, I found the Steam, this is probably the Steam discussion topic that Teo also found. Basically, someone asked, I heard the game dialogue has been heavily censored, is this true? And the second reply is a guy saying, yeah, dialogue's been heavily altered to the point where that sometimes the meaning of what the characters say and what is written in the dialogue box doesn't match. And then after that point, if that is true, that's fine that you're pointing that out. That's fine. That being said, I do not like the direction that the topic goes moving forward, where people start literally saying that we should just have AI localized games, and it's just like, don't get me wrong, guys. I understand that there's problems with games localizations, but come on, let's not resort to that, please.
I thought his voice actor said bitch for a second. I was like,
Oh.
bitch, please.
Yeah, this is actually because we're actually this time I actually am against Fang and Galda, where they're literally getting angry at Sherman just because he helps people. How dare you help people? Like,
It's the typical trope of how the protagonist and his friend are jealous of the more popular guy of the group and all that.
if they're jealous of him, of his looks and how he's popular with the ladies, okay, that's fine. My problem is that they're literally telling, see, everything's wrong with it. You help out, yeah, but I'm in distress left and right. Yeah, how dare you help people? Like.
Uh-huh.
How is that his fault, you idiot? My God.
It's the It's the jealousy talking. Again, I've seen this sort of routine done in anime before. Like,
I guess
don't particularly.
I guess.
don't particularly.
Sorry. Go on.
I don't particularly love it, but I get what they're going for with it.
I guess the 100 Girlfriends manga really spoils me because the 100 Girlfriends does this kind of comedy so much better because there's karma and characters actually act in a way that feels much more believable. Whatever.
I guess their mentality is, Jesus, are you even human?
Ow.
There you go. Now he's gonna help a man and not a woman. Happy now? Not you guys. I mean, Feng and Sherman.
Yeah, in universe.
Hey, look, it's the same guy who talked to Feng at the beginning of the original game. Remember?
Handsome man, we found him.
Hooray!
Justice.
He's okay.
I'm still waiting for proper justice for handsome man. By the way.
Isekai in this world.
Well, maybe his justice is that.
What
that
happened?
Oh? What was that about? Oh, what, did he feel emasculated?
What?
That sounds like a him problem. Not for anything. But... So he's broken because a man helped him up. What kind of weird ass logic is that?
What?
This kid is so surreal. I don't even. Okay. I honestly don't even know what to say. That kid is so beyond the realm of common sense that I just like. I don't know. It's just like.
And we're still not done yet. So.
No, we're not done yet because this game will not stop showering us with fucking character episodes. And that's the thing, like, the character episodes go on for so long. That's the big problem that I've been saying. Like, I get that the original game also had plenty of these, but they would usually finish quick enough, right? In here, we have literally, as of right now, we just went through a total of nearly an hour of character episode stuff. Like, I feel like that's a bit too much. Like, the original game, I think, did a better job of having enough skit stuff to the point, but it didn't feel like the skits were bloated and just went on for way too long, like this particular skit that we just watched, which was just so stupid and pointless and not funny at all. It was just baffling, you know. I would have cut that skit out if I was the editor of this game. Whatever.
Again, I feel like there's a bit of an interesting balance where I feel like, again, there's some more good, but it is balanced out by some relatively stupid bits in the writing. And keep in mind, I am not saying that this writing is stellar by any means. Like, again, to paraphrase what I usually say, the best dialogue in this game is probably the equivalent to the worst dialogue in a much better written game.
Yeah. Now, the game's writing is okay at best. And that's basically it. That's the problem. It's okay. Most of the time it's just okay. And that's fine, but I'm not really the kind of person who likes being, settling for mediocrity personally. So.
And again, to give it credit, there are legit good character moments, as I have pointed out here. Like, I actually am liking Sherman's development that they're showing here. I think what it's missing is just an acknowledgement of his messed up past, which, yeah, could run the risk of them potentially trying to sweep that under the rug for an easy fix.
No, that's the thing what they do. The whole backstory of him killing his sister is never brought up in this game, regardless of which route you take. So it really feels like the writer looked at Sherman in the original game and he thought, yeah, I'm gonna just reinvent that character. That's what it feels like. Go on.
There was that one line when Sherman's being taken care of the hospital where they're talking about, I forget which character, I think it might have been Al that brought up that Sherman apparently might have a case akin to, like, bipolar disorder where he's thinking one thing but then acts completely different the other.
Go on.
So, yeah, remind me, was it Al who said that?
Oh yeah, I was checking something else. What happened?
Okay, I'm trying to recall. Who was it that talked about how Sherman can be kind of, going one way or the other while he was being treated in the hospital? I think that was Al.
I don't
who mentioned
remember.
that. Basically, though, I feel like that one line is, the most reference we've gotten to the fact that, yeah, Sherman has done some pretty messed up stuff, but can occasionally act
Yeah.
nice for it.
Like, this game acknowledges that he has a sister still. He still talks about how he wants his world to be perfect for the sake of his sister. But the whole backstory of how the sister ran away and then she became a bandit and he killed her for it, that's never brought up in this game at all, period, in both routes. So it really does feel like you said, Jova, this new writer decided to just throw that backstory under the rug because I'm guessing he didn't care for it. I don't know.
And the sad thing is, I feel like Sherman's got some interesting development here. It's like, you don't need to swipe that stuff under the rug, just have it be something that's addressed. It's not like the gang wouldn't forgive him. Like, look, Fang has taken in people who, as far as he knew, were a lot more dangerous, crazy, and murderous. Like, Fang was a guy willing to spare Zenke, given the chance.
Yeah.
So, the thing is, you don't need to cover up the fact that Sherman has done messed up stuff. In fact, if anything, that could help his development.
I'm guessing the writer just didn't like Sherman, OG Sherman, I mean. I'm guessing he didn't like it, so he decided to just fuck it. I'm just going to change him completely. That's what I'm guessing.
The reason it's boggling is because, again, most stuff is pretty faithful to the original game, so the few things that aren't feel weird and jarring. Granted, like I suggested, there is potential reason for why Sherman is veering off on this path, Again, the whole brainwashing thing is an obvious diversion point. Mm-hmm. I just feel like there should at least be one moment where we do address that he's done messed up stuff, but
that's the
now
weird
is
part.
on a road for redemption.
From what I can tell, most, if not all, of the Neptunia spin-offs still have Naoko Mizuno as credited as series producer, so she's still somewhere there somewhat involved to make sure the spin-offs don't betray the point of the series, at least. Naoko Mizuno's absence in this game is definitely felt, because it does feel remember, the only returning member from the original team is the composer, Kenji Kaneko, the Neptunia composer. Naoko herself is not here. And it shows, because there's the occasional moment where this game kind of, goes against what the original game was. So.
Also, to make sure they don't betray the point of the series, whatever that point is.
Well, we're going to do Neptunia after this, so we'll be able to investigate that for ourselves. How about that?
I was talking about Fairy Fencer F.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Be a generic RPG.
No, I've seen plenty of other better generic RPGs.
Me
Okay,
too.
like
Me too.
I said, Fairy Fencer F, back when it first came out, did seem like it was meant to be the somewhat more serious take on RPGs, whereas Neptunia was just a full-on pastiche of it.
Yes.
Fairy Fencer F was capable of having more serious moments here and there in between the comedy bits. Like I said, Fairy Fencer F's overall thing is that it seems to be a more serious Konosuba. Yes, it absolutely has characters that still take the piss out of the plot, but there actually are moments that we are supposed to take seriously, especially with the death of certain characters or them getting given casualty and whatnot.
Holy Magic Century is a better generic RPG than this.
Never heard of that one.
Quest 64's name in Europe, Jova.
Oh, okay. I don't know, Dubs. I still think the gameplay of this game is still better than Quest 64, to be honest. But
it's funny how us Europeans call it by its American name.
Whatever. See you for the next part, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.